Hey guys, welcome back. We have your kidney model here for you today, and we're going to talk about the kidneys. Okay, so the first thing on your list is the renal artery. So this red guy right here, that is your renal artery. All right, so this is your renal artery right here. All right, so the next thing on your list is the renal vein. So that would be this guy right here. That's your renal vein. All right. The next thing on your list is the renal hilus. Now, if you notice that it comes down and makes this indentation here, that right there is where your renal hilus is. It's where your arteries and veins and your pelvis come in and actually enter the, or in the pelvis situation, it's exiting. But this guy right here is your renal hilus, okay? So the next thing on your list is your renal fibrous capsule. So I pulled this off for us. So the outside here would be the renal fibrous capsule, okay? And then on the inside is your cortex, right in here. All this would be cortex. So all this would be cortex. And then all this medulla. So all this is going to be medulla, and all this is going to be medulla. Okay? Now, let's talk about renal lobes. Now, let's think if we make a huge triangle starting from here, we're going to cross this guy, come back here, and then cross back through here, that big triangle. All right, so that would be one lobe. Okay? So you can tell there's several lobes throughout your kidney, but this, including your pyramid, and your cortex, and your renal capsule, and maybe a couple of these minor calyces here. That's a renal lobe. All right, now, we already talked about some of this, but this is going to be your renal pyramids. So each one of these guys is a renal pyramid. All right, so each one of these guys is a renal pyramid. The next thing on your list is renal papilla. All right, so that is all that is just this guy right here. It kind of looks like the tip of your finger. If I put my finger right there, it'd make kind of a lot of sense, right? So it's this piece right here. That's your renal papilla. On each one of your lobes, that's a renal papilla. All right. Now you have two different sizes of calyces. All right. And so you have a minor calyces, and then you have a major calyces. So each one of these guys is a minor calyces. All right. And the major calyces is where all the minor calyces dump into. All right, so right in here, and we'll see it better on another model, but right in here is going to be your major calyces. So on this guy, each one of these is going to be your minor calyces, and this guy here is going to be your major calyces. And again, we'll see it a little better on another model. The next thing on your list is the renal sinus. Now, remember what I said about the hilum. All right, so this is the renal hilus. All right, you have your major calyces here. If we took all that out, it's going to leave a hole. All right, so that would be your sinus. Your sinus actually includes your arteries, your veins, your major calyces, and your minor calyces. Okay, so all that guy there it's a collection of arteries, veins, and calyces. All right, so if we ripped all that out, that hole that would be left, that would be your renal sinus. Now, let's talk about your renal pelvis. Now, I'm going to turn this guy around because you can see it a little better. Okay? So, this guy right here is your renal pelvis. Looks kind of like a funnel. All right? So, if you can imagine a funnel and it all dumping down from your major calyces right here. All right? So, it's going to go into this hole here, into your funnel. So this is your renal pelvis. All right, and then it's going to continue down to your ureter. All right, and that's the last thing on your list. So pelvis into your ureter. Okay, so we're going to quickly go through this one more time since it is a little bit here. So you have your renal artery, renal vein. All right, you have your fibrous capsule, you have your cortex, you have your medulla. All right, each lobes You have a big triangle here, the cross section. All right, so each one of these guys are going to be a lobe. Then you have your pyramids. Each one of those is a pyramid. Then you have your renal papilla right here, otherwise known as your fingertip. So if I put my fingertip right there. All right, so that's a renal papilla. Then you have minor calyces, major calyces, all dumping out into your funnel, also known as the renal pelvis, and then to your ureter. Now, if we ripped all that out, it would leave a sinus, and that's going to be your renal sinus. Okay, guys, that ends it for the kidney model, and we'll see you next time.